Hola Jenna, muchas gracias por la información sobre las profesiones. Con gusto. Pero, ¿aún no tienes un trabajo? No, no tengo trabajo. Hay muchas opciones, pero no son para mí. ¿Y cuáles son tus intereses? Me interesa un trabajo creativo y activo. No me llama la atención trabajar en una oficina todo el día. Me gusta viajar y conocer personas de diferentes culturas. ¡Qué bien! Lo bueno es que tienes un objetivo específico para tu futuro trabajo. Sí, seguiré buscando. Ok, yo te ayudaré. Chao. Chao. That was amiga Juana. She is still on her search for a job, but appreciates the info we sent her. It seems like she is carefully weighing her options. That's smart. Today, I am going to teach you how to discuss some good and bad aspects of jobs that might interest you. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to express your career interests and the reasons behind them. Make sure you have a copy of page 4 of the PDF to take notes. Are you ready? ¡Vámonos! Today, you are going to answer 2 questions. Dos preguntas. La primera pregunta es, ¿qué profesión te interesa? Y la segunda pregunta es, ¿por qué te interesa esa profesión? Entonces, ¿qué profesión te interesa? Maybe you want to be un contador. So, to express your interest in it, you'd say, me llama la atención ser un contador. That means being an accountant catches my attention. It interests you. Por favor, repite. Me llama la atención ser. You could also just say, me interesa ser un contador. Di, me interesa ser. Take this person, for example. She graduated high school and thinks she wants to be una doctora, but she has no interest in being una dentista. What would she say to express her career aspirations? She'd say, me llama la atención ser una doctora, pero no me interesa ser una dentista. Por favor, repite conmigo. Me llama la atención ser una doctora, pero no me interesa ser una dentista. Excelente, my friend. Now, pause here and say one career that interests you and one that doesn't. ¿Qué profesión te interesa? Me la atención ser, pero no me ser Thank you for sharing. You may already have an idea of what you want and don't want to be in the future, but why? So now comes my second question. Mi segunda pregunta. ¿Por qué te interesa esa profesión? ¿O por qué no te interesa esa profesión? To answer, you need to think about the good and the bad things of a profession. Maybe you will meet lots of people, but work long hours. So, let's look at some positives and negatives of some jobs that help explain the reasons for choosing or not choosing a job. And we're going to be using two phrases you learned when we talked about the advantages and disadvantages of technology back in Unit 2. Lo bueno es que, lo malo es que. Let's start with the positive, and make sure you take notes on step 2 of your sheet. Earning a lot of money. It doesn't hurt, right? That is ganar mucho dinero. Ganar mucho dinero. Or maybe viajar, to travel. Also, there are jobs where you meet a lot of people. Conocer a muchas personas. And for some, the best thing about a job is helping people. Ayudar a las personas. Say these positive aspects with me. Repite conmigo. Ganar mucho dinero. Viajar. Conocer a muchas personas. Ayudar a las personas. So, if you're interested in being a doctor, a good thing might be that you can earn a lot of money. So you'd say, lo bueno es que puedo ganar mucho dinero. Repite, por favor. Good. Look at your sheet. Find another good thing about being a doctor and say it out loud. Maybe you said, lo bueno es que puedo ayudar a las personas. But all jobs come with aspects that are not necessarily good, such as ganar poco dinero, trabajar muchas horas, pasar poco tiempo con la familia, and tener accidentes. Write these down and try to figure out their meaning. Let's check your understanding. Earning little money, working a lot of hours, spending little time with the family, and having accidents. So, again, if you're interested in being a doctor, a bad thing can be that you work long hours. Lo malo es que trabajo muchas horas. Repite, por favor. Good. Now, look at your notes, find another bad thing about being a doctor, and say it out loud. Excelente. Maybe you said, lo malo es que paso poco tiempo con mi familia. Now, Let's put it all together by answering both questions in one big statement that explains the interest in a job and the good and bad things about it. ¿Qué profesión te interesa? ¿Por qué te interesa esa profesión? Based on what we discussed about wanting to be a doctor, you could say, me llama la atención ser doctor porque lo bueno es que puedo ganar mucho dinero y ayudar a las personas, pero lo malo es que trabajo muchas horas y paso poco tiempo con mi familia. Repite después de mí. Me llama la atención ser doctor porque lo bueno es que puedo ganar mucho dinero y ayudar a las personas. Pero lo malo es que trabajo muchas horas y paso poco tiempo con mi familia. Here's everything you just said without reading. Great job! Now, the last thing I'd like you to do is think about one profession that you may choose, as well as the good and bad things about it, and put it all together like we just did. Thank you for trying your best. Let's recap what you learned today. In this lesson, you learned to talk about your career interests, as well as the advantages and disadvantages of some jobs using lo bueno and lo malo. Okay, my friend, don't forget to complete the practice activities in the PDF to keep learning and improving. See you next class. Ciao. Nos vemos.
Hey, hey.